Hi everyone, welcome to my channel if you're new. If you're not new, welcome back. I'm Dee Christine, and in this video I'm going to be walking you through my thought process as it relates to my 2024 planner system and planner lineup. I thought it would be helpful to show you my entire process on how I move into my planners for 2024, including the groundwork, the foundation work, which is the review, which is what this video is going to be about. So I'm really excited for the new year. It's coming in hot, you guys. So we have to be ready, right? So grab your planner, grab something to drink, meet me back here, and let's get into it. So this is my hourly from Erin Condren, my 2023 boo. She's chunky, she's cute, and she's almost done. Okay, she's almost done. So I have my other planners off to the side. I probably will show that to you in this video, but this is the main focus for this video. It's the biggest mindset shift that I made about 2 years ago that helped me quickly redefine and reshape my system, which is to remember that I am addressing and refining a system and not the planner. So I can use just about any hourly planner because I know that I operate best in an hourly format because I see time chronologically, I move through time linearly, and I like to time block. And the other blind spots that I discovered while flipping through my planner helped me deeply understand just how much I need to time block. So if you want to see a flip through of my completed 2023 planner, drop in the comments so that I can show you guys the evolution of tasks and life in this planner as a year in review situation. But for right now, I just want to show you guys how I came to the decisions that I needed to make as far as what planners I need for 24. So I'm going to open up to the page I have bookmarked. So this is the last week of the year. We're not looking at that right now. We're looking at this. So the first thing I did, and this is just very pen to paper, I was just writing things down off the top of the head. It's not fancy. This was just like analysis, right? So I wrote down all the planners that I used in 23, both paper planner and digital planner. I even wrote down things that I was using in the first quarter of the year that I don't even know where it is now, to be honest. I don't even know where this planner is. And I wanted to take inventory of everything that I have put information in, everything that I was tracking stuff in for 2023. Because I feel like including digital planning and paper planning on the same list gives me a more complete picture of how I'm processing information. And that is another mindset shift that I discovered, is that I was having an information processing problem. Are you having one of those where you aren't quite sure how you're taking in information and converting it into actionable items? That was me. And that was the biggest blind spot that I had, and I will show you what that looked like in this planner, what helped me see that that's what exactly was happening. So I took an inventory of all the planners that I'm using. I was using it hourly. In the last quarter of the year, I added a daily duo. I might have even had it in the first quarter of the year and took like a 9-month break from it. I have my compact vertical, my Perpetual Notebook, an academic planner, and my 2 budget books. And then digitally, I have Google Calendar, Outlook, my Notes app, my calendar app, which is where I track my cycle, and my website where people can book time to speak to me. So this here seems ginormous until you break down exactly like what you're using each planner for. It just seems like a huge stack. I know that my foundational items, the anchors of my system, is heavily relying on my hourly and my perpetual notebook. I feel like with these two items, I can get just about everything done. I'm just gonna put a little star here. This is what I highlighted, like the priority items, like the most used items. And then for digital planning, I'm definitely leaning on my Notes app and my Google Calendar. So when you look at it like that, okay, so I really only have like 4 books that I touch on a daily basis, or at least a weekly basis. Every single week, every single day, I'm interacting with these 4 pieces within this long list. And I should really also highlight my budget book, but I'm going to show you what else I did. So on this page, I wrote down everything that I use each of the planners for. Now, I did not include the digital planning parts of this because I'm not changing anything with the digital planners, but I did want to write it down so I can look for overlaps. If I'm tracking things in more than one place, then I need to decide where I'm going to keep that information. So for my hourly, as you can see, it's the workhorse. I'm tracking just about everything in here. But with the daily duo and the compact vertical, I have some overlaps here. I also have some overlaps with my compact vertical and my hourly and my perpetual notebook. So this was helpful for me to see, like, okay, how can I make an adjustment? Because one thing I don't like to do is waste money, time, or paper. So I don't want to write the same things over and over again. That's how things get lost. So I wrote all of this down and I decided, okay, well, I know my hourly is going to remain my primary planner because it has the element that I need the most, which is time blocking across the entire week. So I see the monthly as like the overhead view, the weekly as like a zoomed in view, and then the daily is like street view, if you're like on Google Maps or something like that. So the compact vertical and the daily are quite similar. So I feel like I'm gonna want to make a decision about whether I want to go daily all the way or if I want to go compact vertical, because right now my daily has been allocated to work. So technically I need to take my work stuff out of my compact vertical because I bounce back and forth through 2023 to keep track of my work tasks, and then kind of move the compact vertical to more of like a personal planner versus like a work planner. I'm also tracking work tasks in my hourly. So this is a lot to keep track of in one book. And if you are someone who thinks in a compartmentalized fashion, then you might feel overwhelmed seeing all these different moving parts of different parts of your life in one book. And some people feel like that's the only thing that helps them make sure that they don't miss anything. Me personally, I need to know the spatial and time relationships between all of these things, but also I don't need to track absolutely everything in this book. I'm also looking to free up a little bit of visual space so that I can make sure the things that I need to be aware of, because it is time sensitive, floats to the top, and then everything else kind of supports that, kind of fills in the spaces. So lastly, what I did was I took some time to think about my system. What really improved my system for 2023? And it's based on my blind spot. My blind spot existed because I did not have a solid way of taking in information to make a plan for what tasks I'm going to accomplish in the coming week. So I had my notes app, then I had like post-it notes, I had a notebook, and at one point I just said, you know what? I feel like I'm missing things that I know I wrote down somewhere. I feel like I'm writing the same things over and over again though. So something has to change. So enter my Perpetual Notebook. And my Perpetual Notebook was the solution that allowed me to pull in all my information from Google Calendar and my monthly, all my tasks from everywhere that I wrote them down, and then organize them in a way where I know exactly what I'm tackling in this week. And this totally changed things for me. And if you are following me on Instagram, then you see that every single week I collect all the data from all the sources and I put it in this book. And of course, if you're not following me on Instagram, you definitely should be. So as you can see, no matter how big or long or short the weeks are, everything goes in this book. And even here, I had some extras that came in the middle of the week. Things that at the time, I don't think I had my compact vertical. I don't think I had the daily duo. But even though I wrote it on a post-it, I could put it in this book and know any task that I need to get done that hasn't been assigned to a date and time is in this book. And so I really come to trust it and feel confident in knowing that as long as I am looking in this book and putting everything in this book, I'm not going to miss anything. So back to this. So an inbox is what I was missing. I didn't have a sound way to collect information from everywhere in a way that I could actually use it to get things done. So I use my notes app for when I'm on the go and my compact vertical for when I'm in the house to hold on to incoming information until I'm able to utilize it. Then I need a task manager, which again relies heavily on my Perpetual Notebook, where I can prioritize and schedule what task I'm going to do. So my Perpetual Notebook tells me what, and my hourly tells me when. And that's where the time manager comes in. So that's going to be my hourly and my daily duo, one for personal, one for work. And that's going to allow me to parse out the tasks across a week or across a day in a way that is aligned with what I have scheduled so that I'm actually making time to get things done. So then when I laid this out, I realized I also kind of needed a secondary system. I realized I needed a secondary system when I was doing my flip through because all of my review, my monthly reflections and stuff was all based around my health. It's all based around my health. So that made me feel like, well, I need a place where I can keep track of these things. So I consider my scheduling task management system to be my primary system, and then my tracking will be my secondary system, where I might not use it as frequently as my primary system, but this is something that kind of runs in the background and kind of helps me literally keep track of the things that I am working on that are kind of already always happening in the background anyway, like budgeting, like my social media, like tracking my health. So because of this, I took this data and I kind of put it together with a little more razzle dazzle this time, and I treating my hourly and my daily duo as my catch-alls, and then the primary system has a perpetual notebook and a compact vertical backing it up, and then my secondary tracking has all of these planners, and they're kind of off to the side, and I feel very confident about this system now. So this is pretty much what I used the last pages in my planner for, and I think this is going to be helpful for me because next year or the year after, if I want to look back and see what I intended to do, I have a couple of pages where I can do that. And then of course I can always cut these out and take them with me into future planners. So that's not all I did, y'all. I also took photocopies of the planners that I purchased for my new system to try them out, because I need to verify that this is the correct change to make to the system. Like, I don't want to do, you know, all the things to get it ready to be used and then it really doesn't work. So here is my Petite Planner. I swore up and down that I wasn't really a Petite Planner girl, and I kind of not sure if I am fully, but what I do know is that I like these layouts. I like the fact that it's small enough to fit on my desk and I can use it, you know, whenever the need arises. So another thing about me, if you've been following me for any length of time, then you know I always say I don't like to write on the go. I have carpal tunnel. I don't want to be caught off guard having to fill things out and write. That doesn't do anything for me. And so portability is not a priority for me. Now, I do like space saving, and so having smaller planners makes me feel like, okay, I can deal with this one little thing here and put it to the side. But I definitely am not a writing on the go type of girl. I'm also not a journaling and memory keeping kind of girl. Like I said, I have carpal tunnel. I don't have the motor skills to waste, and it's not doing anything for me. It's just not really for me. So with that in mind, it takes the pressure off of me feeling like I have to be writing something every day. I need to be journaling every day. I don't want to do that, so I'm not going to do it. Now, as far as these planners, this is the wellness planner, and I printed out a couple of layouts, and then also, let me see. These are the wellness planners, and then this is the meal planner. Let me make sure I get that right. So I took photocopies and I tried out a couple of layouts to see, well, how is my handwriting going to fit in that? Am I going to feel cramped or crowded? You know, can I track what I wanted to track? Is this really a good idea? It's really what this whole process is about. And so I like the fact that I can kind of put down the time that I ate, what I actually ate, and when I started fasting, and also take care of some self-care stuff. And then the habit trackers that I had in my planner from week to week, I can actually get that done down here as well, which will free up my sidebar, because I realize I don't want to use my sidebar in my hourly. That's another blind spot that I discovered. I would put things in my sidebar in my hourly, and then I would end up writing it again within the day of the week that I intended to do it, because I need to know exactly the best time to do something. Having it on the side gives me this feeling like it's floating and like it's unassigned, and I don't look over there enough to say, oh, I have free time, what can I do over here? No, I need to put it in my hourly so I know exactly when I'm going to be doing it, because when I look at my hourly, I'm going column by column, day by day. So this will free up my sidebar so that I don't have to really look over there for anything at all, which I'm totally fine with. So I liked how this came out. As you can see, I put a couple little stickers trying to make it look like something, really trying to give it a try without having to waste a planner by writing in it before I know if it's going to work. Because one thing I will definitely do is gift it to someone who I feel like it will serve better than for me to waste it, spending time in it, you know, without really knowing if it's going to work. I'm going to be halfway through it until I, you know, when I figure out that it's not going to work, and then I can't really repurpose it. It feels like a waste to me. So I liked how this came out. And like I said, I'm still working on how I'm going to organize this information. But I thought my handwriting was going to be too big for it, because I do write bigger than y'all think. And no, it actually worked out. And I kind of like I'm able to kind of color code a little bit. So I'm really looking forward to adding this into my planner stack for 24. However, the meal planner, as nice as this looks, as nice as it felt to write in, it is not a good fit. Why? Because when I get ready to go to the supermarket, I'm not reaching for a book. I'm not going to carry a book with me, right? Because I don't write on the go. And so I bought this thinking, well, you know, I can plan out our meals and see and make sure everything's keto, make sure everything, you know, and manage multiple, you know, meal health protocols and all that stuff. And it looked nice in theory, but when I get ready to go to the supermarket, I am not reaching for a book. I'm in my notes app. I'm writing things down. I'm taking pictures of it to bring with me so I can remember the brand of it. And the last thing I did was even think about reaching for a book. So as nice as this looks, the wellness planner is going to help me a lot better, because I can write down what I actually ate. And sometimes that's not something that I made in the house. Sometimes it's, you know, something we ordered out through Uber Eats, because listen, I live in New York and sometimes we got to get it right now and I'm not stopping to cook or whatever the case is. So I realized writing down what I actually ate and how much it, you know, what it amounts to me as far as my health holds more weight than the shopping list part. Like you know, so so as much as I like this is not going to make it into my planner stack, but the wellness planner will, along with the checklist planner, which I'm going to be using for social media, and I'll discuss that in a future video. So lastly, I got a vegan leather cover for my 24 planner, and it's really, really cute. I am going to make some changes to it to like fit my needs, and I'll show you guys that in another video. I did get the Inspire colors for next year because I'm just a vibrant and colorful person. I've done the neutral and I liked it, but I need something colorful. So I really, really like this planner, and there's a lot of people who did reviews on everything that's in this planner, but the biggest thing for me is it has the monthly, it has the dashboard and overview, and then it has the hourly layout with the time, really. And then it still has like a couple of habit trackers down here. I don't know if you can see that for the new layouts, and I might use that to track something simple like emails and comments or something, you know. I might cover it up, totally fine with either. So of course this is my girl, she's coming with me to 2024, and I thought about the parts of my system that I wasn't going to change. And I was like, well, how can I spruce things up? What can I add? This was just me like saying, I want to treat myself to something, but I don't want to sacrifice my system for it. So I was like, let me get a little cover. Let me elevate it a little bit and add some pockets and stuff, you know, for this to sit on my desk and look very, you know, welcoming and nice. And I just love how this looks. I have a little notepad back there, and I can keep some of my favorite freebies up top with my little bookmark, and I'm totally fine with that. I also have a 7x9 daily duo. Shout out to my girl Meg for sending me her A5 daily duo for me to give it one last whirl, because I realize now that it does have a place in my planner lineup. So I went 7x9 because I want and need the space. And so this one has the same monthly and the dashboard, and then it has the daily layouts, which still has times on the side like the hourly, but it has, you know, the to-do list as well. And so I got the compact vertical because this was the side that I was using the most at that time. But now, because I have 2 jobs and I'm running a bunch of different businesses and stuff like that, I'm like, this could be my work and projects planner. So in the next video, I'm going to be showing you how I'm going to allocate the information that I showed you in my list and translate it into a system for each book. So I'm going to be not just tracking my work, but also like my projects. So I might use this for social media, since my work schedule is mostly managed by Outlook. I can use this calendar to schedule out my social media posts. You know, this can help me keep track of all of my work tasks and projects, and I can break it up per category and really get a lot of, you know, quality use out of it and free up my hourly planner. So I'm really excited about this as well. And then of course I have my Perpetual Notebook, which I still have pages in. This was an exclusive item, unfortunately. I hope Erin Condren decides to bring this back, because I am obsessed with this book. I wish I had bought 3 when I had the chance, because this is perfect for my brain dumps, for me to just pull everything together, you know, date it, and keep track of what I did, you know, in that week, what I prioritized in that week, what I had to carry over from the previous week. It's awesome. So if you want to see how I use this book, how I get these lists together, I have a video on my channel that just shows what my pre-planning process looks like. So you should definitely check that out. And just so you know, before I found this book, I was using a regular notebook. And this is what I'm saying. Your system should be able to hold up in any book that you choose, or any planner that you choose, as long as it has the right layout. I need lined pages for this. That's it. So when this runs out, I have no problem picking up a notebook and continuing my system. My hourly has the columns and the times. So technically I could pick up a Moxie Life, I could pick up a plum paper, and it's gonna hold up, because that's what I need, right? So anyway, so this is the conclusion of my review process. Like I said, let me know if you want to see a flip through of my 2023 planner and everything that happened with her, and I will definitely do that. And otherwise, that's it. Next video, I'm going to be showing you guys how I assign the information, what changes I may or may not be making, what sections I'm going to be leaving alone, because like I said, 2024 is coming in and we got to be ready. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up, subscribing, and hitting the notification bell for more planning content. Go ahead and follow me on Instagram over at HoneyStyleEnjoy. And other than that, I hope you guys have a beautiful, beautiful, wonderful rest of your day. And I will see you in the next one.